that day. Michael Sam on visiting the Dallas Cowboys. It's been a roller coaster this past week, but I'm happy where I'm at now. I'm just looking forward to being a Cowboy. My focus is on making the team. It has all happened so quickly, but it's exciting. I just want to get back to playing football, you know. I never followed the Cowboys growing up because I never had a team. I am a fan of defenses, and Dallas needs some help. That's why I'm going. Okay. Michael Sam and the Dallas Cowboys, a good fit, Skip Bayless.
Once again, Stephen A., an obvious fit to me. As we all painfully are aware of, the Dallas Cowboy defense easily could be the worst in the National Football League. And as we all know and saw with our own two eyes, Michael Sam proved in the Southeastern Conference with his high motor, he can rush the passer. So the Dallas Cowboys, to me, are the one NFL team that is numb to, if not immune to, distraction. We keep hearing that negative word distraction associated with Michael Sam. The Cowboys have an owner who is a walking, talking distraction, who loves sideshows. So why not welcome one more sideshow, quote unquote, if it's Michael Sam? Because going into that Cowboy locker room is like going into a theater, a multiplex of first-run movies. You can go see the Romo movie. You can go see the Dez movie. Now, if you choose, you can go see the Michael Sam movie if you are so inclined. So it will not distract this football team, this probable 6-10 football team, to add Michael Sam even to the practice squad as you approach week one in your first real game. The Dallas Cowboys are obviously the only team in the National Football League that gets to keep all of its proceeds from jersey sales. So if Michael Sam's jersey is going to continue to be a top seller, why not, Jerry Jones, make a few more bucks off Michael Sam jerseys? And it is possible, Stephen A., that maybe yesterday the PR wizard that Jerry Jones can be thought it might be nice to announce the signing of Michael Sam to take just a little bit of focus off the Josh Brent news that he might return to the Dallas Cowboys Week 11. Might be. I'm just throwing that out there. So, bottom line, if Michael Sam is going to get a real opportunity to eventually play, maybe even contribute to the Cowboys, and Jerry's going to get a little more national attention and make a few more bucks, so be it. Everybody will be happy. I'm happy. Perfect fit.
Well, first of all, I agree with you. And more importantly, I think this is one of those situations where Jerry Jones deserves a lot of credit. And he deserves a lot of credit, Skip Bayless, for being a team player. Because according to sources that I have in the NFL, the league did call a few teams. They did want teams to take Michael Sam because obviously we see what kind of movement they're gearing for and what they're supportive of. Michael Sam, we all know, came out, acknowledged that he was gay before the draft, and ultimately this is something that Roger Goodell and the NFL supports, and they want their teams to support. But other teams weren't too receptive to taking him on once the St. Louis Rams cut him. So in steps Jerry Jones, coming to the aid of the NFL and making a splash with his willingness to bring this guy on board to the practice squad. Kudos to Jerry Jones, because it just shows that he's willing to be a team player. It shows that even though he's a hype machine or what have you, in the end, he's willing to do what he believes and what the league believes is in the best interest of the league. And so for once, all joking aside, I think Jerry Jones deserves a lot of credit for that. But I also think that it's important from a football standpoint for us to understand that Michael Sam deserved the right to be on a practice squad. 11 tackles, 3 sacks, six tackles in one game. He showed up during the preseason to be on somebody's practice squad, and it's a shame that wasn't going to happen. And you know my belief, Skip, his willingness to come out and reveal his sexual orientation. I don't care what anybody says. Played a role in teams' reticence towards bringing him on board once the St. Louis Cardinals cut him. But in the case of the Dallas Cowboys, a 4-3, his ability to rush the passer is evident. I think that, Dallas is one of the few teams in the league, one of about 10 or 12 teams that plays the 4-3. As far as I'm concerned, it seems to be a good fit. But keep in mind, it is the practice squad. It's not the 53-man roster or anything like that. And if you talk to people that studied Michael Sam last year, even though he was impressive as being co-defensive player of the year in the SEC, they talked about how on many, many occasions he wasn't even blocked. He had free reign a lot of different times, and that, you know what, he may not be the player that's worthy of being on an NFL roster. So we'll see.
Okay, now wait a second. That's news to me. So your sources are telling you the league office, starting with the commissioner, encouraged some teams to go ahead and more strongly consider taking Michael Sam, even if they didn't think his performance merited being on an NFL roster?
No, I'm not trying to imply that. What I'm trying to say is that because of the NFL's position in terms of being supportive of an openly gay athlete playing in their league, they made it known to several people throughout the league that, you know what, this is something that we support and we wouldn't mind at all if you took a look at this guy. So in other words, they're not forcing anybody to do anything. I don't mean to imply something as egregious as that, but we all know that the NFL, what the NFL position is with Michael Sam, and they have unapologetically made that very, very clear to teams in the NFL under their umbrella. That's all I was told, nothing more specific than that.
Okay. Do you think that Michael Sam, on ability alone, deserved the spot on Dallas's practice squad?
On a practice squad, Michael Sam deserves to be on any team in the NFL as far as I'm concerned. On that 53-man roster, that's another story.
Okay. I disagree with that take. Again, I'm going on eye test in the Southeastern Conference, co-defensive player of the year. I'm adamant about this. If you give him a chance to play in a real game, and again, there was a report on NFL Network, he wasn't much of a practice player for the Rams, which may have done him in as far as their practice squad went. But I just have a gut feeling if you put this young man in a real game, lights on, cameras rolling, I think he'll play. I think he'll make plays because he did for Missouri.
Well, I have to attack your position from this premise, Skip. On many, many occasions, you know, whether it be with Tebow, Michael Sam, or anybody else, you talk about giving folks a chance to play. And I understand that you were right to some degree about Tebow, even though I'll still tell you he can't throw. He did win football games, and Michael Sam may very well play well on an NFL roster. But I would ask you to keep in mind that there are a whole, particularly when it pertains to the college game, Skip Bayless, there's a whole bunch of people we never see. We never see them. They're not playing in the marquee SEC conference, the Big 12, the Pac-12, or anything like that. They're not playing on national TV. We don't get an opportunity to see these guys. And when you get drafted by an NFL team or you're allowed to come into an NFL camp, you have an obligation to show up during practice, during training camp, and show what you've got. You have an obligation to not be allowed to rest on your laurels from what you did in the collegiate game when the bright lights turn on. If somebody is outplaying you, they're outplaying you. Ethan Westbrooks, I didn't hear of this guy. I didn't know of this guy. But what I do know is that every NFL aficionado has said that he outplayed Michael Sam. That's not to say that Michael Sam can't play on the NFL level, can't be on a 53-man roster, but you do have an obligation to show up and outperform people enough to make the 53-man roster so you can be on the field on a Sunday afternoon. And if you don't show up and produce in practice, then the price you pay is not making the team. I don't go for this, oh, well, you know what? If you turn the lights on, I have a gut feeling. Hell with the gut feeling. He's got to show up and produce when he's called upon so he can earn the right to produce when the lights come on.
Okay, I hear you. But there are players, and you know this, who come along who are not psychologically built to turn it all the way on in practice. It's not that they're not trying hard or they're lazy or whatever the other word is for it. It's just the way they're put together psychologically. There's something about the pressure of this counts, this is real, and they raise their games to levels unforeseen. And again, your Ethan Westbrook's example, West Texas A&M, undrafted free agent, is not a fair one to Michael Sam because St. Louis is indicating he could be a star, like the diamond in the undrafted free agent rough. The diamond. That's how good that Jeff Fisher is indicating this kid is so far. So let's wait and see. But if they're right about that, he could be another star in a star-studded defensive front. I mean, come on now. I never said Michael Sam was going to be a star.
No. But I'm not accusing you of that. I didn't say anything about that. I am attacking your premise about how the gut feeling, turn the lights on to the point where you're poo-pooing the obligation for people to produce in practice and training camp. There's 53 guys. You got to be good enough to make one to be better than 53 other guys, Skip. You just have to be good enough in practice to be better than 53 other guys.
If Michael Sam
you can't have 53 guys better than you.
Get signed by Dallas, they would have to release one of the members of the practice squad because they already are full. They have their 10 max players. Let's talk about this. 32